Welcome back, my friends, to another Space Smuggler update. Don't have a lot of changes, but we have a couple, and they're pretty notable. So if I go ahead and launch here, we can see what we have going on. Looks very similar to last game. You'll notice the graphics for the ship have been updated a little bit. Got the corners cut out and rendering correctly now. We can still move around. We have our acceleration and our velocity. But the new feature is that now we can shoot lasers. Yeah. Now being able to shoot is not that interesting unless you have something to shoot at. So I have a couple things here for that. One we can turn on, and you can see here we have this building that comes along on the terrain as it scrolls past. We can fly over it, or we can shoot it and destroy it. So there's our first one. We can have that drop power-ups or anything. We'll see. Or maybe it could spawn enemies as it goes by. Another thing we can do, if I turn on my enemy spawner here, and you can get a little bit of a preview of what this is going to be. You can imagine we can come in, and a couple enemies spawn and follow up a path around the edge of the screen. And each one has its own health, and we can shoot at them. There's no collision with them yet. Bumping into them doesn't do anything, and they don't shoot back at you. But we have this, and we have this in a fairly generic way. You can see here in the editor, when I highlight the enemy spawner, it shows me type of enemy it's going to spawn and the path that the enemies will follow. And then down here I can configure, I want it to spawn 3 enemies, I want it to spawn an enemy every 0.3 seconds, and I want each of those enemies to be moving at a speed of 300. So all that is configurable. Yeah, I think that's it for this update. Like I said, kind of a short one, but getting very close to having all the gameplay elements we need to have an actual level and we can start creating some really interesting gameplay. So if you have any questions or thoughts, leave a comment. Anything constructive, critical feedback, thoughts on what we're building, thoughts on what we could build. Love to hear anything. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. That's the best way to support this channel and our journey for creativity. And if you didn't, that's okay. There's a dislike button there as well. Go ahead and hit that. I like hearing either way. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.